12,480 pounds of well-kept couples coach. A front living Montana coming in on trade here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And this has been extremely well kept. I don't want to sound like a loser name dropper. I'll say simply, this was a person involved in supplying to the RV industry. They supplied to basically, Keystone, Jayco, Dutchman, like everybody. And with connections like that, anything this RV needed, it got it immediately, and it got it from factory staff. Like, my understanding is, to give you an idea, once each season, they would call their contacts and have the factory put on a new awning fabric. Like, it's silly the level of upkeep this RV is enjoyed. When you wake up in the morning, you walk out of your bedroom and bathroom, this is kind of the greeting that you're going to get here. And that is one of the things in a front living room from pretty much any manufacturer. They have it's like an experience when you first walk through them. Now, something I like is your command center is right here next to a coat closet, and it's right by the door. That is a feature I think is really smart. But real quick, before we get too far along, I want to take a look at this guy right here before we go upstairs. Pretty simple looking, but if we take a look and we open it up, you see it's basically like a little destination desk. It's a place you could sit down, you could write those ugly bills, or, just throw a laptop in there or something like that. I mean, there's all kinds of different uses for it. Plus, those outlets inside there are really, really handy. And this little banister, it's minor, but it helps define the living room from the kitchen. And that's one of the things I think a lot of people like about a front living room RV like this Montana here at Haylet's, is that you have a clearly defined living room, a clearly defined kitchen. You don't have a shared grand room, or whatever you might call it in more residential terms. Vaulted ceiling giving us plenty of walking space up there. And you see that larger vent fan. The controller switch for that is actually located right here. Very easy to be able to access and get to. You notice how all this stuff is all hardwood tops too. A lot of nice shiny goodness going on. Electric space heating fireplace in that entertainment center there below the flat screen TV. TV can pivot around, by the way, so if you want to pivot it toward the sofa to our right, you easily can. Some pretty good storage cabinets beside. Or this is where I think you're probably going to spend most of your time. Over here in the second upper deck slide out, you've got this cool kind of L lounge. And in a modern front living, you have like a theater seat and then a couple sofas. This was sort of the predecessor to that, and there's aspects of it I actually really like. I like that big couch. I like that sort of napping couch kind of feel and function. All the windows, by the way, open for airflow. They all have day-night shades on them as well. And then kind of like that little headboard, upper like accent beam up there. Again, it provides that clarity and definition of kitchen versus living room. Now, this is another neat thing here. Montana has always been known for having some kind of enhanced table and chairs, basically. So you're looking at it, you're like, oh man, those chairs are awful close to that table. Well, the table pivots. It has an extension leaf on it. If you want to pivot it around, you can make it so that you're kind of just facing out the window. If you look in the bottom left, there's actually a handy little desk drawer right there. So just like I call them today, it still qualifies, I think, as a destination dining desk. Just kind of a little different variation thereof with big windows all the way around. At the time this was built, 12 cubic foot, two-way fridge, meaning propane and 110 shore power was the largest that was really available. Big storage cabinet chunk above that. And I love this kitchen arrangement. And there's something here I wish I saw more of in the RV industry. This countertop extension, it's just on a, it's locked, dummy. I knew better than that. But it's just on a gas strut. When it flips up so buttery smooth. It's just little details like that make you go, ah, nice when you're in one of these. This was made in the earlier days of central vacuum systems, and to make sure a customer saw that this RV had that nicer feature, they would put it right in your face. So the collection point's in here. The good news is it does a good job. It doesn't really tend to spill any dust or anything into the coach when you're emptying it, unless you really screw it up, as I am probably apt to do, because I'm just that way. But my point is, the modern ones, they tend to put the collection point in the passenger compartment. Now, this is a non-slide kitchen, but I'm very thankful for that. I actually prefer a non-slide kitchen because it allows for much larger, greater cabinet capacity. Like, for instance, if we step over here, you just see a big old brick of wood. But if we x-ray peek inside, what you're going to see is shelf upon shelf upon shelf of tons of space in this thing. That is a convection microwave oven, by the way. And then similarly, if we take a peek down here on the lower level, everything's all nice and clean, but the same way, if you open it up and take a look, then you see that there are, plenty of space in here for, forks, spoons, knives, all that handy stuff. There's excellent drawer capacity in this as well. Moving forward, we walk into that center bath, and because this is a lower bedroom and bathroom, it has a monstrously tall ceiling in here, and that is something that I think a lot of people always liked about these front living rooms. Along with the definition and clarity of here's the living room, here's the kitchen, you can see how much room's up there. I didn't even bother measuring it because, you're not going to hit your head. It's just not going to happen. And there's plenty of space in here to be able to get dressed. Two people can move around in here without stomping on each other. Porcelain foot flush stool there. There is a wall control switch for that rain sensoring max air vent fan all the way above us on the ceiling where we haven't even got to. But on the way you see huge space for, linens, toiletries, all that good stuff. And there's that fan we were talking about. Now around the corner you see this slatted door. If we slide that open, what's nice is from the factory Montana sets it up as like a bonus closet. But what's cool is it is capable of accommodating a combo or stackable washer-dryer. Our solid surface counters and sink over here is actually a one-piece fixture. So there's no seams anywhere on that, which is handy since it's a high water exposure area. And this door does go straight to the bathroom. So it's kind of an easy in, easy out sort of situation. Very handy if you're traveling. You can obviously always get in here as a result. Moving back into the bedroom. I always try to share something I like and something I actually dislike whenever I go through an RV. And the previous owner actually shared my sentiments. Like this door has a handy little buckle down there, a little snap, and you want it like this in transit so that you can make sure the slide doesn't cause any conflicts, meaning breaking this off. But the light switch for the ceiling and the controls for the fantastic fan and the thermal probe for the AC system, they're all kind of behind the door. Now that's barely above the door, but it does sort of seem to diminish the ease of access for some of those things, but at the same time it's also not that big a deal. Big 70 by 80 king bed back here, and notice those little side stand shelves on the inside of there with the day-night shades covering the breeze windows all the way around. Then on this rear wall, if you want it open, just massive picture window right there. But there's one more slide in this room, and that's where this is kind of like a diesel pusher in some ways. I like that TV being angled way down right at us, by the way. But you see this big 3-door closet. And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like a cedar line right there, but not the entire closet, obviously. This thing is huge. Tons of long-term storage capacity in there with just a gaggle of dresser drawers below. Let me pull one of these out so you get the idea. You've got yourself a full extension drawer here. Then multiply that by 9. There's 9 full dresser drawers located in this slide. And since these are hydraulic slides on the main deck, they open fast. One of the other reasons I like that this is a non-slide kitchen is that means that there's no slide out eating up our awning. And that big power awning with that fresh material on there that I already told you about, it covers both doors. Perfect little picnic space in here. The way that the slide on the back and the slide on the front kind of frame it up, I love that. Tires look fantastic. And a full separated outside entertainment center. You don't find a lot of this in the towable RV industry. That TV does pivot around a little bit, by the way, for easier viewing at your site. And again, that's a totally separate entertainment system. It has separate TV, DVD, stereo, all that good stuff. Now, the Moride type, those LCI stable steps, one of the two brands, because they both do it very well. Those are obviously not on this RV, but if that's something you're looking for, give us a call. Good news is, those are the kind of things we can apply for you here at Haylett RV, although the steps on that feel pretty darn good, because it was made during the generation where they had those nicer, stronger aluminum plank steps. This thing has such a good look to it. Big front open storage compartment. Moride pin box and suspension make it a smooth ride and handling. Very nice, when you're towing close to 13,000 pounds down the road. 6-point hydraulic automatic leveling, super sturdy and stable, moves very, very quickly, obviously. And the skin, the decals, the roof, everything shining, styling, profiling on this thing. Everything looks good. Now this one's interesting because of the location of that kitchen slide. It makes it very easy to see the drop frame that we get in our storage compartment. And the extra height is very, very useful on a model like this, due to the fact that since it only has one room upstairs, let me see if I can get these both open, there we go. Since it only has a living room upstairs, not a bathroom and a bedroom, it does have a diminished pass-through. But I think it's still sufficient. It still does a good job. All the welds and everything in here look really good too. Enclosed protected docking center. Montana has been 0 degree rated since 2005 and counting. And if we take a drop down here, you see the enclosed, insulated, heated, protected belly. There's also a Class 2 receiver on the back of this, which Class 2 is a 1-inch square receiver as opposed to a Class 3, which is a 2-inch square receiver. Now, the newest Montanas have a Class 3 receiver on there, and many of them are actually rated for towing. This is basically a bike rack accessory hitch on the back. It is not intended for towing, although with the way these are built and chassis structure, if you did bulk up on that, like a fab shop, there's no reason I can see where it wouldn't be possible to make this doubles towing capable. Obviously, other than just the length, it is a pretty good size rig. But big rigs, well, big, small, everything in between, mama bear, baby bear, papa bear kind of stuff, is what we're used to here at Haylett RV. Like right there, we got a 16-footer, and right behind us, we got a, 37-foot Montana, and everything else in between. Because that's what we do at Haylett RV. We do everything but hidden dealer fees. So if it's hitching pieces, parts, or trades, or financing, give us a call. We do it all, from economy to excitement. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.